How you guys doing? We are back with another episode of Let's Talk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Clint Jackson, and this podcast is presented by FO Film Division. And in today's installment, we'll take a look at the Justin Fields Atlanta Falcons trade rumors, the Cam Newton TSP dispute, and then the NFL Combine, more specific, the new fastest 40 holder, Xavier Worthy. And finally, in today's show, we'll be talking about LeBron James as he hits a milestone this past Saturday night. And we'll dive deeper into that later. But first, Justin Fields seemed to be all but an Atlanta Falcon, according to insiders and rumors around the city. And I tend to believe these rumors because there was a video released by Fields' agent of Fields jumping up and down, appearing to be elated about some sort of news, although there's nothing solid in the media nor news outlets. There are signs pointing towards Fields being named Atlanta's new signal caller. There's been tons of speculation as to Fields joining the Falcons, and he's done some cryptic things as well, if you ask me. He unfollowed the Bears on social media platforms, which could mean nothing, but could mean they've already given him the news they're moving on. But also, in the postseason presser after the season ended, Justin thanked the fans and supporters of the Bears and his career there as if he knew he was already gone. So it was all but over at that point, but I know he's welcome in Atlanta and will have an array of weapons at his disposal and could possibly turn an organization around that was already getting better, but they lacked the leadership at the quarterback position. So I'll say good luck to Fields wherever he lands and good luck in the search for Atlanta. But I do believe Fields will wind up in Atlanta when the smoke clears. And on to the Cam Newton 7v7 situation. See, I don't want to call it a brawl or anything with negative connotation, so I'll refer to it as a situation or a dispute. But diving in, I waited to address this after all the major platforms spoke on it, and I wanted to speak on it because I know both of the parties. I've had the pleasure to film at a camp thrown by Cam Newton, and I also covered an athlete that was trained by one of the TSP coaches. So I wanted to wait until Cam spoke on it and Steph and TJ, so that with that being said, there were tons of people taking sides or forming narratives when in fact the main narrative and hope from myself was said best by Cam Newton himself. He understands that the situation at hand was wrong, not blaming or taking any guilt, but yet accountability. And he apologized for his actions and knows how something like this could affect his brand and overall purpose. So my point in view on it was, after listening to all the hype and speculation, I started dissecting it and I realized that the only people that would have suffered in this situation, be it if Cam decided to stop these camps, would be the kids, right? I mean, they're there to sharpen their skills, see an actual person that's done what they're trying to do, and get a chance to hopefully better their exposure amongst the hundreds of other talented kids that are represented at these events. So I'm glad now, after hearing both parties speak out and ending any negative narrative or outlook, but rather owning what happened and using it as a lesson to help the purpose of blessing and helping the kids who actually dream of one day being the next Cam Newton or TJ or Steph, and help train, the new generation of athletes. And I just hope that these guys can find some type of reconciliation, because I know they know each other personally and have some type of relationship. So the best to all that are involved. And it looks like Tyreek Hill might have some competition when it comes to speed in the NFL. Xavier Worthy just recorded the fastest 40 time in NFL combine history. Now, that doesn't mean he's the fastest person in the league or faster than Tyreek, but I wouldn't mind seeing a race. And we know Tyreek isn't shying away, but Xavier is a wide receiver that attended Texas and really shocked the NFL world with the official time of 4.21, which is just a tick faster than the former 40-yard fastest time holder, John Ross, who held the record since his 40 run in 2017. So there'll be some teams lining up to give him some routes in training camp, and I'm sure he'll be excited to show that speed off wherever he lands. And finally today, we have LeBron James, who continues to set records. I mean, what more can we possibly say about the king, right? But then he gives you something else to talk about. So the 20-year NBA veteran has set yet another record by scoring 40,000 points in his career, and is leaving an incredible feat for the future stars of the NBA to try and topple. LeBron currently holds almost, if not every, individual stat award you can earn. He's solidified his title as the king and continues to impress even after such an already illustrious career. James hasn't confirmed nor denied that he's planning on playing until his son joins the league and can play together, possibly. And that would be a sight to see and a history-making moment, no doubt. Well, this has been my time. I am your host, Clint Jackson, and this has been Let's Talk Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment any thoughts you may have below. And until next time, goodbye.